Hello, welcome back to, oh well, I hardly ever say the channel's name, do I? Hollowponds Solo Sagas. Hollowponds. It's a place in near Walthamstow. I'll tell the story about why Hollowponds some other time. Welcome back to the channel, thank you very much. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to the third instalment of our Dragonbane story. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you like what you see during the next 45 minutes or so, I don't know how long it's going to take because I haven't started yet, then please hit that thumb. If you have any comments or you'd like to ask any questions about either the game, the system, other people will answer. If you have any feedback for me, such as I need to work out a way of doing better sound syncing, which I am working on, then please let me know. And that's it, I will try to err less. So where did we leave our mallard hero, Quackbane? So we left Quackbane in the middle of Deepfall Breach, where Quackbane is at the moment gone exploring, trying to seek his fortune. Quackbane is of course our mallard hero. We've got 2 other sessions that you can go and check out. He is a bard and has utilised his bardic abilities in the last episode, which I'm quite proud of. And we are now moving through the solo campaign, which is within the core set, and we have encountered our first 3 elements of the first mission. Our first mission, which was given to us by Stonegaze, was to stop some cultists from, I think they were meant to seek a band of cultists who were transporting a prisoner, an orc named of Gorum. And Gorum knows the location of the cultist outpost and may serve as a valuable ally for the days to come. So said Stonegaze, but in a more "and will help you" type voice. So we are now on our 4th stage of 5. 4th stage, which will lead towards the 5th stage, which is a fiendish altar. So how we would do, I'll remove this now, the map. So we are here, which is in Deepfall Breach. We were hanging around in Outskirts, so we're in Deepfall Breach. We have, oh, our lovely dice. Now I need to remember which one of these 2 is the awesome D20. Our background threat stands at 3 at the moment. So how the solo system for Dragonbane works is that there is a background threat which keeps the game moving forward, stops you sort of hanging around and just hunting for treasure. And that threat stands at 3. When it hits a 6, the threat will manifest. If the threat manifests before the mission ends, then we can roll on a new threat. If we need a new threat, then we can also use the additional threat supplement, which is by Philip Reed, which I will link to in the description, so that he has released a few things. So not only will we be using the additional threats by Philip Reed, I have expanded my treasures that I can search in by utilising his treasure pack 1. I think he's got 4 different treasure packs, but I haven't got that many card sleeves, so I only printed out the first one. So, Quackbane, how many times is that? 4 minutes of your life, do apologise. So we are in stage 4 of our 5-part mission. Quackbane has left the tomb with the 2 cultists that he amazingly convinced to not only make him a cup of tea, but give him a book to keep him quiet so he wouldn't tell the head inquisitor of what that they had done to him, and had continued on through the one exit that was in my very crude drawings, do apologise, the one exit which left the tomb, and he's now exploring on. So because we don't know what happens in part 4, as Stonegaze wasn't able to give Quackbane any guidance, Quackbane will have to explore ahead of him and try and find what it is.
Alright then, fella. Time to move on and trying to find out what's going on. So, let's have a look.
So what we do is we roll a d20 on the area table to see what this area is.
This is a dark tunnel. What have we got ahead of us?
We have a 9. So a 9, a forgotten library. Okay, so our 4th area is a forgotten library. Now, that just conjures up images for me, which shows how many years I've been playing Minecraft of in the places where the portal to the end is, there's those libraries which are full of spider webs that you can climb up and get stuff. I don't know if you played much Minecraft, If you haven't, maybe don't start. So next on our exploration tables within the solo rules for Dragonbane, it's a small little booklet that you get additionally. If you haven't looked at Dragonbane, do give it a look. As a solo player, there's quite a lot of information, there's quite a lot of detail on playing. Mainly for a dungeon delve type game, as we are now proceeding now, but after we've finished the dungeon delve, we might then go back to outskirts and see if we can find some other external mission, because we have got some money now, we can get some actual armor. So next we roll a d4, and this is how many additional features that we'll find out about this forgotten library. 3. And then we roll 3 d4s and we find out different things. So there might be contents, environment, oddity, or danger. So we have a danger, nice, just what I want. We have something to do with the environment, and our third thing is an oddity. Okay, so now we have some tables, so we would do our danger table. 11, hidden trap, so somewhere, it's okay, there's a hidden trap. Environment, 17, skittering sounds, okay. And an oddity, a demon or a natural 20, unsettling laughter. All right, all right. As directed by the tables, roll d20 on one of those subtables. To the features, tables, more questions. Inhabitants. So I think what we will use, which we haven't used yet, is we are going to use the inspiration tables for this, which has action, attribute, thing. So we're going to use that after we have rolled on our inhabitants. Various factions, people, creatures dwell within or wander within the depths of the earth. Choose or roll on the table below to add details to a mission. Learn the inhabitants of a waypoint or reveal a surprise encounter. The list represents common inhabitants of the Misty Valley. Alright, well first off, we are going to utilise a thing that I've discussed in some other games that we've been playing, which I read in the Parts Per Million Aliens role-playing game solo adaptation, which I am going to try and get hold of the Aliens role-playing game. It's also Free League. I quite like Free League games. And we will try playing Aliens as solo, but part of what he mentioned, I can't remember who wrote this, but I will quote you in the description, is a method where we roll 3 positive dice, 3 negative dice, and we work out whether it's a yes, an extreme yes, or a complication. So if the green dice come up with the little logo, these are from Munchkin, come up with the logo, then it's a yes. If the red dice comes up with its logo, then it's a no. Green and red will cancel each other. So for instance, that is a complication. So what we're going to, and etc. So what we're going to ask is there someone, I think there's going to be inhabitants, because we've got skittering sounds and we've got a laughter, which suggests to me some kind of spider, but is there anything in this room? Is there a clearly an inhabitants in this room? That gives us a yes. So there is something in the room. So what I might roll now on is the inhabitants table, which is a d20. 6 says orcs. Oh, I was thinking spiders because of the skittering sound. All right, orcs. There's some orcs in here. Okay, so we're coming to a forgotten library. Somewhere in here there's a hidden trap. There's a skittering sound. Maybe the trap's a spider. Maybe the trap is a spider. Maybe the trap's a spider and the spider has caught some orcs. Maybe the spiders eat. Maybe the oh, okay. Okay, I'm getting a thought coming. All right, let's roll on the inspiration table. So we're going to roll an action. 16 is seize. All right, that goes along with what I'm thinking. 8 is an attribute, decaying. Okay, this works very well. Let's see what our thing is. Thing is a nat 20. Or, sorry, it's a demon, which is a bad thing in Dragonbane. Weapon. All right, weapon doesn't really work, but it kind of works. So, what I'm thinking is there is this library, and as I mentioned, the libraries in Minecraft have loads of spider webs all over, which kind of slow you down. So, we are going to envisage a forgotten library, old musty books. I don't know if you know the smell, like that smell of paper, old musty paper that's started to go off, and some of it is decaying, which means that we could have a couple of treasures in here. There's a skittering sound because there are spider webs everywhere. There's a spider in here. I'll look in the 2 books in a second for the spiders. The 2 books being the bestiary, and then we've got the core book, which both have creatures in, and we'll see what to work with. Well, actually, on mentioning that, we'll also be using, if we do use stuff from the core book, also Philip Reed's additional attacks for the monsters, which are within the core book, which kind of make them a little bit more interesting than continually doing those same attacks. For some sort of spider, as I don't know whether the spiders are a monster or not. If they are, it might get complicated. Anyway, I had a rum. Anyway, so what we will do is we've come into the library. It's old, it's musty. Is the library lit? It's complicated. Okay, it's complicated. So what it means is it's patchy light. So we can kind of see what's going on. There's some light, but because of the spider webs and all the dust and the accrued detritus, it's hard to actually see sometimes. And so we'll possibly might give everyone a bane for attacking, apart from the spider, because we have a spider. Give us a second to look up a spider. Okay, so the only spider we have is a giant spider. This camera is always overheating, and so I've turned its display off, so I have no idea if you can see this at the moment. So its external display is off. I'm assuming it's recording because the little light's flashing, but I don't know. So hopefully you can see giant spider. So the only thing we have is a giant spider. So we've come into this area. Now what we had is we had the keyword seize decaying weapon. What we've got is we've got a D3 orcs. We have an orc. Oh no, we'll just say an orc. We'll go with the dice. I won't fiddle it. We've got an orc who is bound up by a spider in a spider's trap, and he is seized and beginning to be decaying, because that's what the spider does. It's basically decaying. And what he's doing is basically he's gone insane because all of his orc compadres are dead. So we've come in and we can just about see this. So we'll describe the scene, and then I'll do some rolls to see if we can sneak and do various other things.
Bloody hell, fella. This is a bit grim. And I've got to get through this to go and find this altar. Oh my God. What am I going to do? So what I can see now, I'll describe it to you. I'll describe it to you in first person.
We have our narrator.
Alright, so what I can see, alright fella, you got to sort yourself out. Alright, no running away and laying an egg. Just get it done. What can I say? So some giant bloody spiders caught himself an orc. Well, couple of orcs by the look of it. Looks like there's another one who's been hit. This ain't good. Oh, Quackbane, mate. You get yourself in there. You could have just been playing for pennies. Instead, you wanted to have the riches. Riches and the hens. Yeah, you had to be a cocky drake, didn't ya? Hey, Quackbane. Alright, so there's an orc. He's been bound up and he's all cocooned. And he looks like he's gone a bit mental. So, what can we do? Can't see the spider, but if we can get in there, free that orc, maybe he'll help us if a spider turns up. Because last time we fought those bats, them bats, they did not do as much harm. Good, did they? No, they did not, Quackbane. So, let's have a go.
So what Quackbane's going to do is he's going to attempt to sneak through. So there's webs everywhere. What could he do? He could set fire to them, but then the spider's definitely going to know what's going to be happening, and then it's going to be a race. Now, do we have the equivalent of mobility, like the ability to run fast? No is the answer. So what he's going to have to do, he's going to have to try and sneak in. What about if he could create a fire? He could set fire. I mean, no, I said it smelt musty. Is it damp in here? No. So it's not damp. So it's not damp, so that means it's dry. So that means the books might burn. Duckbane has oil, but that means he would get rid of the lamp. We would say that he's used up the oil. If he uses the oil to set fire to the books here, he uses up the oil, and then we might give him a certain number of turns to get in, cut the orc free, and then he might get into a fight with the spider. But at least he'll have the orc to help him, hopefully, and it won't be just Duckbane on his own, and the orc might help, but we'll roll to see if the orc helps or not. What else could he do? Because he needs to get an advantage. He needs the orc to help him, because if the spider turns up, he could just sneak through, but he's not going to get anything. But there's stuff all over this place. There's potential, books, treasures, all sorts of stuff in this place. I would say there's at least two. We'll give him a D. So we give him up to 3 treasures. So a D2 plus 1 if he can if he defeats the spider. How much hit points does the spider have? 36? How much hit points does an orc have? An orc warrior has 12 hit points. Studied leather, which say Stu's got his studied leather on. Weapon skill of 12. A scimitar, which does 2d6. So we could say that we'll make it lucky for Duckbane that the orc has got his armour on and he's got his weapon. So Duckbane needs to sneak up to the orc, cut the orc free, let the orc go, and then hope if the spider... Well, that's if the spider turns up, but the orc might let... Like, who knows what's going to happen next. All right. Duckbane, what are you going to do? He's dawdling at the moment. If I don't make a decision soon, I'm going to have to tick this on, because if I was a DM, I would be pushing my player to make a decision quickly and move on. Because we're dragging with like thinking and over deliberating. What's it called? Thingy paralysis, decision paralysis or choice paralysis. I don't know which is the right decision to make, so I'm paralysed with decisions. All right, let's move on. Duckbane wants treasure. Duckbane wants stuff.
All right, fella. I've got 2 choices here, haven't we, mate? We can get through here, try and find a way out, sneak around the outside and get out, or we have a look, have a butcher's, innit? Have a butcher's, see if we can get hold of stuff and get out of here with some kit. So, I think if I came down here, I might as well get something out of it, innit? Get a nice little bed for the night and a nice bit of nosh down me and get myself, you know, entertainment, as it were. Let's have a look round.
So Duckbane is going to attempt to sneak up and cut the orc free, and then hope that the orc will help him fight the giant spider, which is bound to turn up. So we've got all these high bookshelves. Duckbane can see that there are various different books stuck in bookshelves. He can see that there's a chest over in a corner up on a high shelf. If he could climb up there, he could just climb up and go and get the chest. I'm just describing the little libraries which are in Minecraft. He might be able to get up there and get the chest and get what's in there. He can see there's another one over there. Possibly there's some hidden in the bookcases. He doesn't know. But all he can hear around him is this skittering sound, as he can hear the spider moving around, and every now and then he'll see a shadow move across the high sides as the cast of the webs block the light, which is coming from somewhere, and casting a shadow, as you can see this giant form skitter around in this reasonably large library. It's large library, and in the background he can hear in an orcish tone this laughter. Do orcs speak? What do orcs talk? I mean, there's orcish, but can they speak common, the common tongue? Well, if they don't count as monsters in combat, but as ordinary NPCs, and I think you can play an orc. All right, drifting between orcish and human, Quackbane can hear this laughter, which is coming from the orc, and he's saying, you know, oh, just my luck. Oh man, this is it.
Oh, just my luck, eh? Gonna die. Oh, Orcadada. He's dead. Look, spider suck his head out, suck his brains out. No brains there to start with. Oh, and I'm going next. What are you gonna do? What's my name?
I'm about to look up a name, orc name.
Nagook gonna go. Nagook gonna die. No one's coming for Nago.
So, Quackbane will now try and approach Nago.
Alright then, let's see if I can free this orc and he might help me out.
Because then, maybe Nago will go with Quackbane into the final encounter and Quackbane might have an advantage.
Alright then, Nago, let's help ya.
So Quackbane is going to attempt to sneak up. Maybe let's make Quackbane spend he would have got his will points back, wouldn't he? Got his will points back for that. Does he get his will points back for that rest? And his cup of tea? D6 will points. So he got a D6 will. He got 1 will point back. Nice one. All right. So that means he's used up 5. He has got 9 will points remaining. He is going to burn 3, and he is going to use Musician to give himself a boon in the next bit. So,
alright there, Quackbane. Yeah, Quackbane, you're sneaky, and Quackbane, you're quick, and Quackbane, your feet and your flippers aren't thick. Quackbane, you're moving like a swift little ninja. Let's go get that orc before the spider injure.
And Quackbane, feeling quite embarrassed by how poor his songs are, no wonder he couldn't earn a penny as a busker, he's going to attempt to sneak, he's got a 6 for sneaking, across to the orc without knocking anything over or highlighting anything to the spider. Thank goodness for that boon. So he gets a 6 exactly, so he's able to sneak across. So he ducks under some webs that catch on his shoulder and his backpack, and he's moving down, and he has to lay on the floor and shuffle, what's it called? Commando crawl forwards to get to the orc, and he pops his head up and goes,
"Shush there, orky fella."
"Ooh, ooh,
Oh no, are you come to get me? Oh, Nagook's in the worst position as Nagook's ever been, and you've come to kill Nagook."
He can't point, can he?
Alright fella, shush.
And so Quackbane will get out his knife and then will cut Nagook free. Does he need to roll for that? Don't think so. Does he know anything? What is there useful to know about spiders? They have no weakness. I don't think Duckbane. All right, let's make a myths and legends roll. Beast lore. Duckbane will make a beast lore roll. Normal beast lore roll. Does he know anything about spiders? No, he doesn't, because he's got a 10, so he doesn't.
Alright there.
So Duckbane cuts Nagook free, and Nagook then. Oh, okay. Is Nagook going to shout for joy? Because a yes is going to be quite interesting, isn't it? Complicated. Nagook doesn't shout for joy. Nagook shouts because his muscles have been sore because being held in the same place. So he's going to go, "Oh, this feels so good. This feels good." And then Nago is going to cause all of a sudden there's a skittering and there's a noise, and Quackbane goes,
"Oh fella, be quiet."
as he's flexing, takes his scimitar out, stretches.
"Where's that spider?"
And let's see if the okay. Next is so Nagook's going to want to kill the spider no matter what, because the spider trapped Nagook. So now we've got so the spider will turn up and Nagook will kill the spider, which means that he can engage with the spider, and then Quackbane could possibly duck under, but he's not going to get any treasure, and all that Quackbane wants at the moment is treasure. So out of the darkness and the shimmering lights, there is a loud skittering and a few books get knocked off a shelf, and both Quackbane and Nagook turn to look above this large, beautifully carved oaken shelf as this pile of books gently tumbles to the ground through webs, knocking webs to the ground, falling to the ground. And as they look at the ground and all this dust that billows up, they look up, and peering over the edge is gigantic set of eyes looking. Imagine if that's looking over a shelf, looking down at Nagook and Duckbane. Both look up, and Duckbane goes,
"I think I just laid an egg."
and the spider will dive down and attempt to take out Duckbane and, of course, Nagook. So what we'll have, spider goes twice, Nagook goes once, and Duckbane goes twice, because Duckbane has army of 1, which means Duckbane goes twice. So what we have is, so I'll have, I've got 2 sets of stickies. We'll have Duckbanes will be normal, the spiders I'll put a pink, and Nagook will be an orange. So spider goes on a 4 and a 6. Nagook goes on a 10. I suppose this actually gives Quackbane going last. Now that all those numbers have come, a better chance of going before the spider. Quackbane goes on an 8, not great, and a 7, also not great. So for this round, we have the spider jumps down on the 4. So the spider will leap down from the high height upon both Duckbane and Nagook. And what it will do is 5, web attack. The spider fixes its numerous eyes on the player character with the highest strength. The next moment, it spits sticky webs at the victim, that's going to be Nagook, who must make an evade roll, not an action. On failure, the victim is caught in the web and unable to move. It takes a successful strength roll with a bane to break free. Others can help. Okay, so I think almost definitely Nagook is going to be stronger than Duckbane, who's really weak. So the spider turns to Nagook and fixes Nagook with his spidery eyes and shoots web at Nagook. Nagook has an evade of 8. I do not lie, that is a 2. And so Nagook dives to the side as the spider shoots its webs at Nagook, and Nagook just ducks out of the way. You can't get Nagook. No, you can't get Nagook. And the spider will clitter, make its chittering sounds, and then, what's 2? Tearing attack. The famished spider lunges at the player characters, frantically attacking with its multiple hairy barbed legs. All player characters within 2 meters suffer a d8 piercing damage each. Alright, so Nagook didn't get to evade as a turn, but Nagook has 12 hit points, but a studied level of 2. So because he's got damage of 2, so this tearing attack does a d8 piercing damage. So the spider lunge, so all PCs, so basically Duckbane can attempt to dodge, but Nagook needs to do an attack. So Nagook takes 1 point of damage. The spider has 36 hit points. So what basically happens is we take the damage done, 1 point, and then we take the armor off, which would be 2 points, which means a -1. And because of that -1, it means that damage is done to the weapon that you use to attack. At the moment, that weapon is a spider. I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but I'm going to say the spider takes 1 point of damage from the studs on Nagook's studded leather armor. And also then Quackbane takes 1 point of damage. Quackbane doesn't have any armor, but instead he will take 1 point of damage, which I think he finished last, because I think I got confused over wheel points on this character sheet. I think he finished last session on 10 hit points, which means he's now on 11 hit points. So he's got 11 hit points damage done to him. He's going to need to heal again. Next, so that's the spider. He lunged, did this casting web. Next we have Duckbane. Duckbane didn't dodge, so Duckbane is going to, so there's no point giving them a boon. He could sing and give himself and Nagook a boon, because his attack isn't going to be great. So he is going to, he could step back. No, he's going to give himself and Nagook a boon. He's going to say, he's going to spend three wheel points using musician to give him and Nagook a boon.
All right, team, let's give it our best. Stick it to that spider, shove it in its nest, kill it and maim it and cut it for tea, and then you and me can escape, don't you see?
So that's a 7, which means that both he and Naguk are going to get a boon until his next turn. So then he is going to take out his knife that he already had in his hand, and he's going to attempt to shank the spider, who has no armour. So that means he gets a boon, which is 2d20s. He has a skill of 12 in knives. Oh yes, another one. Right, what does that give us? So we can do double damage, roll double the amount of dice for the weapon's damage before adding any damage bonus to the bonus. For example, if the critical hit with a broadsword and a damage bonus of d4, okay. Or we can immediately get another attack, or armor has no effect. Let's immediately get another attack. Okay, so Duckbane will stab it, and then he goes ballistic and keeps stabbing it. So we get a d8 plus a d4 against the spider as Duckbane dives underneath the spider, runs across his underside, and does 10 points of damage, taking the spider to 25 hit points. And then he instantly gets another attack, also with a boon, because it's until his next turn. Doing a 3 this time, which means he gets that attack succeeds, and then he runs back underneath the spider again. The spider makes this disgusting, screechy, high-pitched noise. He does 8 points that time, taking it to 17 hit points. As he runs back across the spider, there's strange yellowy ichor pouring out from the underside of the spider as it screeches and starts to kick its legs about. Naguk takes advantage of this by screaming, "I'll kill him! I'll kill him!" and runs forwards with his scimitar. And Orcs have an attack of 12. So Naguk has to roll under a 12, and he gets a 6. So Naguk runs forwards, swings with his scimitar, says, "I kill!" And doing 2d6 damage as he hacks into the spider, who's beginning to screech and buck and does bugger all damage. Does 4 points of damage, taking it to 13 hit points. Then we reset. So, as we end our first round of combat, Naguk, panting, backs away. Quackbane starts to circle back, standing slightly behind Naguk, and the spider begins to chitter and make screeching sounds. Now, we can do the spider attempting to evade some of these attacks, which will then eat into the spider's attacks if the spider goes last. So Quackbane can go slower, but you can't go faster. So first off, we have Spider goes on a 5 and a 2. Naguk goes first. Duckbane goes on a 9 and a 7. So we have Naguk going first. Then we have our spider going twice. Then we have Duckbane going twice. So Naguk going first is going to be our no, it'd be until the beginning of the next turn, wouldn't it? It'd be for the whole of that turn. So basically, what does it say for musician? Does it say until his next turn? It says here, the effect lasts until your turn in the next round. So that means he still has the boon. So Naguk still has the boon now, but Duckbane will lose it at the start of his next turn. So Naguk turns to Duckbane and goes, "Thank you, Duck. Thank you very much," and runs forwards with his scimitar, swishing it and screaming an Orcan battle cry. He's an 11. Did I say 12? Did I say he's got a skill of 12? Hopefully I said he's got a skill of 12. I did say he's got a skill of 12. So the 11 is underneath, meaning that he charges forwards, swinging his sword and screeching happily, doing 10 points of damage knocking the spider down to 3 hit points. Maybe the spider will... or maybe I'd have had him dodge that. Shall we have him dodge that? How do we have him dodge that? He doesn't have a evade skill. I'm not bothered looking it up now. Can't be bothered. So he does 10 points of damage. That's Naguk. Naguk charges back, laughing manically at the damage he's done to this ancient spider, as the spider will turn and then he will do an attack, a 6 ramming attack. With a giant leap, the giant spider launches its massive body at a player character. The attack inflicts 2d6 bludgeoning damage and knocks the victim down. Well, I think, let's see, I think it's 1-2 Duckbane, and all the rest will be Naguk, who's done the most damage. 5, Naguk. So it charges against Naguk, doing 2d6 damage, doing 8 points of damage against Naguk. Naguk, with his armour of 2, means it does 6 points of damage, knocking Naguk to 6 points. So Naguk falls down on his bum as the spider charges forwards, and the spider then leering over Naguk with the mandibles and slime dripping from its mandibles onto Naguk's face, dripping down Naguk's orcish tusks as Quackbane looks at the back and going,
Bloody hell.
and then it will, a 2, a tearing attack. The famished spider lunges at player characters, frantically attacking with its multiple legs. All player characters within 2 meters suffer d8 piercing damage. So, first, it starts to slash down at Naguk, and then it turns and starts to slash at Quackbane, doing 4 minus 2, 2 points against Naguk, taking Naguk to 4 hit points, and doing, well, actually, Quackbane is going to attempt to dodge. Quackbane will attempt to evade this attack. A 10, evade is a 12, so Quackbane, sorry, it was a 10, honest, it just went under there. Quackbane evades the attack as the spider lunges forwards, legs thrashing to the side. Quackbane will dive and roll and come up with his dagger as the spider, which consumes that turn, as the spider lunges forwards, evading that attack. And in response, now he could, but he's not going to benefit from it, but he could do the... Actually, what about ill-tempered? Let me just quickly look up ill-tempered. Will he get a boon with this attack if he gets really angry? All right, he can. He becomes angry, which means he gets a bane on intelligence attacks, intelligence rolls, but he gets a boon for this next roll. So he's really angry. Basically, the spider's only got 3 hit points left. Being really angry, Duckbane is going to dive forwards and attempt to stab up this spider, going,
I've had enough. I've had enough of getting pushed around. I've had enough of being beaten. And I hurt. I've got 4 hit points left. You know, thematically. Actually, I haven't even got that. I've got 3. I'm having ya.
And he dives forwards. Rolling a 2 and a 3, meaning the 2 is definitely under, meaning he definitely gets a stab. So he dives forwards and manically starts slashing, doing a d8 plus 4 damage. He theoretically could do 2 hit points here, which isn't enough. Doing 4 hit points, which is 1 more than the spider has. Thrashing and slashing at the spider. He cleaves into the spider, injuring bits of fur and mandible and claw go all over the place. And that went, I'm gonna have ya, gonna have ya, gonna have ya. As he continues to slash and tear at the poor spider. He just wanted some dinner. And the spider goes quiet and falls to the ground. And Naguk stands up. Now, this is the question. Is Naguk driven enough insane? I'm just putting these back. I'm reusing my coloured strips. Is Naguk enough insane that Naguk will... Let's give Duckbane a chance to persuade Naguk that not to fight Quackbane, but to come and help Quackbane. So Quackbane is going to start saying, and I'm going to give him a boon because Quackbane just helped him. If we then do a rest, we might do a shift rest. No, yes. A shift rest or a stretch rest? Stretch rest. If we do a stretch rest, we can heal a d6 hit points, a d6 will points, and get rid of our condition. But this will go up to 4. So, what we're going to do is we're going to spend the next 10 minutes. We will use up 2 bandages, which will mean that Drakbane only has 6 bandages left. He's going to attempt to heal Nago. He's going to attempt to heal himself. Then he's going to attempt to convince Nago to come and help him with finishing the mission, and they will split the treasure. And to do that, we're going to increment this 1 because they healed, and 2 because they're going to search the place for treasure. So first off, he's going to attempt to heal Nago. Drakbane has a healing of 10 and succeeds, which means Nago gets back 2d6 hit points, gets back 7 hit points, putting Nago on 11 hit points. Now Drakbane is going to attempt to heal himself. Oh, come on, succeed. Succeeding on a 6, giving Drakbane back 2d6 hit points. 11. That puts Drakbane on full. And 1d6 will points. 4. Putting Drakbane on 2 used will points. And Drakbane is going to heal the angry condition. He calms down. And now he's going to attempt to give Nago a cut of tea and a biscuit.
All right then, Nago, fella. You feeling better? I feel better. I feel better. I feel better, Duck. Thanks, Duck. I feel better. All right then, Nago. Sit yourself down. Now, I'm going to do a proposal to you. You're going to do what to me? I'm going to propose something, fella. Don't panic. What I'm going to propose, fella, is we got some treasure in here. I'll split it with you.
All right then, what we got? So let's do that quickly, and then they can split it, and then we will then say Drakbane will then attempt to, well, whatever's left in the box is left in the box. Let's stick that off in the box. What we got? Cut the deck. Any card, pick a card, any card. We will have 1, some cooking utensils, fantastic. 2, some adventuring gear, whatever that is. And 3, some copper pennies. All right, so we're going to give the copper pennies, whatever they are, to Nago, because that might convince him. We will take the spyglass. Oh, we've got a spyglass. And the cooking utensils worth 2 coppers. I mean, we do have a book worth 10 silver and an amulet worth 45 gold, so we can't complain. All right, so Nago will go.
He's copper for Nago? Yes, fella. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, mate. And there's more where that came from. If you stick with me. Oh, Nago happy. Nago, come.
Now, well, actually, that's jumping the gun a bit, isn't it? We need to make a persuasion roll with a boon. Has he got? What did he got for persuasion? Oh, he got a thingy for that last time. Okay, so Drakbane has given him some gold. He's healed him. He's given him a cup of tea and a biscuit. We've got what's his persuasion? His persuasion is 12. I rolled an 11 and a 17. So because of the boon, the 11 works. So Nago is going to say,
Nago, come with Duck. Duck and Nago will adventure till the end. Well, fella, not till the end, just until we've solved this problem and we've stopped the cultists killing, may I say, Nago, an orc. No. Yes. No. Indeed, fella. Let's get to it.
and with that, they will hunt around and they will slowly, after a while, they will. Where's my spot hidden? Spot hidden. 5. All right, let's do Nago's roll. 12. No. They take a while. Oh, hold on. We've got to kick that up to 5. They take a while hunting around whilst they're looking for the treasures, and they find that if you pull a little lever, a door slides open, and there is the exit out to a tunnel which will lead down to our final encounter point, which we will do next session, which is a fiendish altar, which we will find out about next session. So thank you very much for joining me and Quackbane on the adventures within the game Dragonbane. which I'm very much enjoying. Now I'm kind of getting to grips of how the system works, and it's slightly different. You need to slightly play it slightly a bit differently. But thank you very much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed before, please consider subscribing. It really will help the channel out. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much indeed. This is where everyone switches off, I think. Don't switch off. It's really interesting. No, it's not. It's not. You might as well go now. Yeah, go now and save yourself 30 seconds. Anyway, if you like, if you've got any comments, do put comments in. Otherwise, I shall see you for more Dragonbane next week. See ya.